Sin City is also back in business. Casinos are taking down the plexiglass and entertainment venues are throwing their doors open for full occupancy events. But with so many folks continuing to refuse to get the vaccine and so many of these events indoors with poor ventilation, this is a high-priced gamble, as CNN's Lucy Kafanoff reports.
In downtown Las Vegas, a countdown to mark Sin City's comeback. As of 12:01 a.m. today, pandemic restrictions now a thing of the past. Maskless tourists celebrating.
You just have to see it in order to believe it.
It feels good, though, to be back free. Hopefully everybody gets vaccinated and we back out here.
For the first time in over a year, visitors rocked out to live music. Casinos, restaurants, and hotels back to full capacity. Those plexiglass dividers meant to keep gamblers safe during the pandemic officially coming down. In most places, fully vaccinated visitors can now ditch the mask and scrap social distancing, but health experts worry not everyone will play by the rules.
Well, the challenge is to get people to actually wear their masks if they have not been vaccinated. It's on the honor system, and we have a lot of people coming to town who are on their first vacation in a year and a half.
But for a city so reliant on tourism, it's a tricky balance. Last year, the coronavirus pandemic turned Vegas into a ghost town. Casinos were ordered to shut their doors, costing thousands of jobs and billions in lost revenue. The Vegas jobless rate shot to 33% last April from 7% in March, one of the worst in the nation. Large trade shows and conventions came to a halt. How critical are conventions to the Las Vegas economy?
They're so critical that what you see on the Strip would not make sense to build without meetings and conventions as a major component of that.
Conventions bring in big bucks and crucial weekday bookings, contributing more than $11 billion in 2019 alone. Next week, the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority will debut its nearly $1 billion expansion to host America's first major trade show since the pandemic began.
World of Concrete, which is tens of thousands of people, will be here June 8th. It will be the first what we call a citywide event to happen in the United States.
It's an economic test where the stakes are high, even for a city accustomed to high stakes. And Jake, it certainly feels like things are coming back to normal. There's a ton of optimism here, but there's also a still long road ahead. International travel has yet to return, and that's a big missing economic piece. And we're also not out of the woods yet in terms of the pandemic. You know, another COVID-19 case surge, a new scary variant, all of that could make the Las Vegas gamble effectively backfire. Jake?
All right, Lucy Kafanoff in Vegas. Thank you so much. Let's discuss all this with Dr. Megan Ranney. She's an associate professor of emergency medicine at Brown University. Dr. Ranney, thanks for joining us. So it seems many Americans decided to essentially forget the pandemic for the Memorial Day weekend, traveling and gathering in record numbers. Is this still risky behavior, even though so many millions of American adults and many teens, too, are vaccinated?
Yeah, so let's start with the good news, Jake. The good news is that every one of us who is fully vaccinated is, for the most part, protected against this virus. You know, as we've talked about, that's why the CDC lifted its recommendations for those of us who are fully vaccinated to mask. The trouble is that as you go across the United States, the percentage of folks who are fully vaccinated varies dramatically. In my home state, about 60% of us are fully vaccinated. In some states in the South and in the West, it's only around 30%. In those states, it is much riskier to be going back to normal because there's a higher percentage of folks who are not fully vaccinated and are at risk of catching this virus or potentially some of those new variants that we're seeing spread across the world. We're starting to see cases tick up in Britain among unvaccinated folks, and I'm worried that we could see the same here in states that have lower rates of vaccination.
So on that subject, a new study in JAMA out today finds that vaccinations alone are clearly not going to be enough to stop the pandemic, that masks and physical distancing are still required to get transmission rates down because of so many people who are not getting vaccinated, whether it's because they refuse to or they don't have access, can't figure out how to get a shot. Do you think that some states, the ones you're referring to, have gotten rid of their mask mandates too quickly?
You know, it depends on how many cases of COVID they want to see. There is this attitude of it's each person out for themselves. If you get sick, it's your fault. You've had the choice to go and get a vaccine. If you didn't want it, it's on you. I would like to think that's not how we work as a country, that we'd look out and we'd take care of each other. That's where universal masking in inside locations in particular, not so much outside, but inside, really is important in stopping the spread of this virus among the vulnerable. And of course, it's worth making the point, Jake, that there are some folks who, even after they are fully vaccinated, may still need to mask. People who are immunosuppressed, folks on chemo or with other immunosuppressant diseases, they need to stay masked, and we need to create a community where that's okay for them. But I am worried about those states, particularly the ones that have lifted mask mandates for schools. They're putting those kids at risk.
Put into context this news that we read today that the Chinese government has just reported the first possible human case of a strain of bird flu. The Chinese government says the risk of large-scale spread is low. Obviously, a lot of people are very skeptical of what the Chinese government says these days. How do you view this news?
So there's two things about this. One is that we have a great bird flu surveillance program that is set up nationally. We didn't have that for coronavirus. So we pick up these human or animal to human transmissions really early. They happen fairly frequently. Picking up a new case, it doesn't worry me in and of itself. What's going to matter is if there's human to human transmission. The second thing, though, that this points out is even if we do vanquish COVID-19, right, and we're on track to do that within the United States, if we do get vaccines out to the rest of the world, we'll be in a better situation. Even if we do make COVID-19 just a low-grade infection that kind of springs up during the winters, then goes away other times, there will be other infectious pandemics. And it may not be this one, this bird flu, but there will be others in the future. And so I hope we've learned our lessons from the last year and a half and set up better systems to protect us the next time around.
Don't throw out your masks. Dr. Megan Ranney, thanks so much. Appreciate it.